to show you how to create a recurring workflow. And the example we are going to use is as if we are sending a weekly check-in to our clients via SMS. So to start with, I will talk you through this workflow of exactly what is going on so you can see how to set up something similar. And then once I have shown you that process, I will show you an advanced tip on how to get this survey extremely streamlined like we do here, where the clients don't even need to put their name and email in each week. To get started, let's explain what the purpose of this workflow is, and basically it is that at every Sunday night at 6:45 p.m, we want the clients to get a text message that says, "Hey, it's time for your weekly check-in. Click here to get started." Then they are going to go submit, and the owner of this account will be able to see all their clients submitting their check-ins and be able to keep an eye on their responses each week. So let's walk through what is actually happening. The first thing is that we have added a trigger for this workflow to be when the contact tag is added wellness tracking. Perhaps a new client signs up, perhaps they are manually added, or perhaps there is a separate workflow for when someone enters a certain program, they get the tag added for the wellness tracking and end up in this workflow here. Now, it doesn't matter at what point in the week they get that tag, they will simply go into the workflow and sit at the first wait timer for whatever date and time you have selected. After the wait timer at 6:45 Sunday here, they are going to get an SMS that says, "Hi, contact first name, it's time for your weekly wellness check-in. Tap here to get started." And then what we have done is selected a trigger link. Now I will explain this trigger link at the end of the video, but the key is that I'm not just sending them a link straight to the survey. I'm using a trigger link, and you will see why in a minute. After they get their text message, they enter in a wait step for good measure, so let's say 5 days. However, it doesn't matter what amount of days you select as long as it is less than 7. We then want to select a new action by clicking on the plus icon. You can search for the Go To function and select this action. We're going to rename this as Send Weekly SMS and hit save. Now that we have a flashing green dot here, we want to click and drag this to the top of our workflow. This is going to send the contact straight back up to the first wait timer to send on Sunday at 6:45 p.m. It will then continue the cycle again of sending the SMS and waiting back to the next Sunday at 6:45 or the date and time you have selected. It's also important to come into the settings area and make sure that Allow Multiple is toggled to on. Great, so what I will show you now is how to make that survey autofill as a bonus tip to this video. So what you'll do is come out of this workflow and go into surveys under the marketing tab. Click into your wellness tracker survey or the survey you are using to create a reoccurring workflow, and you then want to click on the green integrate survey button. Here you want to find the link button and copy the link. This is what we're going to use to create the first part of our custom trigger link. Now, if I was to open this link, it would just open with a blank field for my name and email. So I don't want to use that for my trigger link, but we do want to use it for the first part. So now that it is copied, we want to go into trigger links under the marketing dropdown. And I have already created a wellness tracker link. However, if you need to create one from scratch, you can click on the green Add Link button at the top of this page. Now what we have here is the link to the survey that we have just copied from the survey builder, or if you are creating a link from scratch, you can paste in the link that we have just copied. What we want to add to this trigger link is the custom script that you can find underneath this video that starts with a question mark. That will populate the full name with their contact name and their contact email from their contact record. So what you want to do is paste this in after your survey link you have just copied from before. Now save these two pieces together as your trigger link. Now what this will do is when someone clicks that trigger link from an SMS, it will automatically pull the email and contact name from their record and autofill it. And we can see as a test of this is if I actually open this trigger link, you will see it say contact name and contact email, and that will verify for you that the process is going to work. One more bonus tip is if you head to the survey builder, you can always click on the Analyze or Submissions buttons. You can then select your survey from the drop-down, and you will be able to cycle through the area here of recent submissions by simply clicking on the names on the left-hand side and cycling through. So this is a nice easy way for you to check on and look for any alerts, such as in the case of this wellness tracker, if a client puts in ones or a negative comment on their goals review, then that person may need checking in. Technically, you can also set up workflows to trigger an alert for a certain response. So you could set up that if someone puts in a 1 for sleep or maybe a 0 for how many sessions they did, you could technically trigger an alert to the user and then contact that particular client.